God finishes building you, He hides you for a while. Not because you're forgotten, but because what He's shaping can't be revealed too early. The world saw your weakness, but it hasn't met your resurrection yet. You used to break under pressure. Now you build under it. You used to run to people for strength. Now your silence scares them. You've changed, and that change isn't arrogance. It's ascension. Brother, listen to me. The reason they don't recognize you anymore is because they only knew the version of you that needed saving. They don't know the one that became the storm. When God finishes His work, He doesn't bring you back looking familiar. He brings you back refined. Eyes sharper, heart quieter, purpose heavier. Even your walk changes. You move like someone who has seen the other side of pain and decided not to fear it anymore. The ones who left you in the fire will stand confused when they see what walked out of it. They'll call it pride, but it's peace. They'll call it ego, but it's evidence. They don't understand that when God rebuilds a man, He removes the noise that used to control him. He strips away your need for validation, your addiction to comfort, your hunger to prove. He turns you into something sacred, a vessel that carries both scars and scripture. He did the same to Moses. 40 years in the wilderness until his voice matched his mission. He did the same to Joseph, thrown into a pit before the palace. Even Christ Himself was hidden for 30 years before His name was spoken aloud. Heaven has never rushed greatness, because what's divine cannot be delivered premature. So if you've been silent, if your circle is gone, if your name's been forgotten, you're in the making room of God. And when you walk out, no one will recognize what's standing before them. Brother, listen to me. The version of you that's coming next isn't built from blessings. It's built from endurance. The way you talk, the way you move, the way you believe. Everything will feel unexplainably divine. They won't understand how your eyes carry peace after everything that tried to break you. They won't understand why your faith grew in famine. They won't understand how you kept standing when every reason to fall was justified. You'll tell them, because God was still building. Every heartbreak added detail to your strength. Every failure carved focus into your mind. Every betrayal pressed humility deeper into your bones. You didn't lose yourself. You were being assembled. Now look at you. Nothing moves you like it used to. Noise doesn't shake you. You don't chase. You attract through purpose. And when the same people who left you reach out again, you won't even feel anger. Only understanding. Because wisdom taught you what love and distance really mean. There's a scripture that says, after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will restore you, confirm you, strengthen you, and establish you. 1 Peter 5:10. That verse isn't poetry, it's process. You've lived it. You've been restored, confirmed, strengthened, established. Now the rebuilding is finished, and God is about to reintroduce you. Don't expect everyone to clap. Some will whisper, some will accuse, some will say you've changed, and you'll nod, because you did. You can't spend years in the furnace and come out the same. You can't be refined by God and still crave the approval of men. Your silence will offend the noisy. Your discipline will expose the lazy. Your peace will irritate the chaotic. But stay calm. That's how you know the transformation worked. Brother, listen to me. When God finishes building you, He doesn't send you back to prove them wrong. He sends you back to show them what faith built looks like. You're not revenge. You're revelation. You're not a comeback story. You're evidence that heaven still recognize you, because this version of you walks with God's fingerprints all over him. You were broken, rebuilt, and reborn. Not once, not twice, until divinity started showing in your eyes. So when you look in the mirror tonight, don't see what you lost. See what you've become. The process was cruel, but it was correct. And when heaven finishes a king, the world always steps back in silence. When God finishes building you, he doesn't just restore what was lost. He replaces it with something indestructible. Everything you've been through wasn't random. It was architectural. He was laying foundations under pressure. He was pouring character through your wounds. He was teaching you how to hold power without letting it own you. That's why the new you walks different. You carry your peace like a weapon. You wear humility like armor. And your silence isn't shyness anymore. It's control. You learn that not every battle deserves your roar. Some wars are won by stillness. Some victories are quiet, because wisdom doesn't always swing swords. Sometimes it just watches chaos destroy itself. He teaches you that vengeance is too cheap for royalty. You don't chase revenge anymore. You outgrow it. You don't pray for enemies to fall. You pray for them to witness. Because what better justice is there than your survival becoming their reminder that they couldn't bury what heaven anointed? You've become the proof of Psalms 23:5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. That verse lives inside your bones now. You are the table, you are the proof, and your peace is the revenge they never saw coming. You used to beg God to open doors. Now you understand why he didn't. Because if he opened them too soon, you would have walked in with hands still bleeding from the past. He waited until your grip was steady, until your spirit could hold the blessing without breaking under it. And now, when he opens doors, you don't rush through them. You walk with reverence. You know how much it costs to arrive here. Brother, listen to me. People won't know how to treat you anymore. They'll sense the change before they understand it. Some will call you distant. Some will call you cold. But it's not distance. It's discernment. You finally learned that energy is currency, and not everyone deserves access to your spirit. You give wisely now. You speak with intention. You move with purpose, and that purpose glows without needing attention. This is the calm after the crucifixion, the silence after the storm, the divine composure that only comes when you've seen death up close. Not death of body, but death of illusion, pride, and naivety. When God finishes building you, you become allergic to noise. You crave solitude more than applause, because solitude was where he spoke to you, in whispers, in signs, in stillness. That's where you found the line between power and peace. That's where you realized you didn't have to prove divinity. You just had to live it. It's written, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. That verse stopped being scripture. It became lifestyle. Stillness turned into strategy. Waiting turned into warfare. Faith turned into fire. The world won't recognize you, and that's exactly how heaven wants it. Because you're not meant to fit in. You're meant to remind. Remind the broken that survival is holy. Remind the doubters that silence is not surrender. Remind the lost that even exile is part of the plan. You are the sermon now. You are the message made flesh. You're not reading the story. You're becoming the verse others will quote in their own battles. Brother, so let them stare. Let them wonder. Let them know the truth. When God finishes building a man, he makes him look nothing like what he's been through. You don't carry pain anymore. You carry prophecy. Every scar is an instruction manual for the next generation. Every fall became a blueprint for those still crawling. You are living testimony, the living proof that fire purifies more than it burns. And now, brother, when you step into rooms, the atmosphere shifts. Not because of your name, but because of your spirit. Heaven recognizes what it created. The world won't. But that's the point. Because when God finishes building you, you're not meant to be recognized. You're meant to be revealed.